I'm networking.
Hey everyone, I'm Kittee Burns here on everydaydish.tv, and today I'm going to show you my favorite tofu I've been eating all summer, and it's a tofu that is super easy to make and it's awesome in salads and salad rolls. So the first thing we're going to do is take our tofu and make a marinade, and the marinade is water. This is the easiest marinade on the planet. Tamari or soy sauce, whichever you prefer. A little bit of rice vinegar, some nutritional yeast, a tiny bit of liquid smoke, and a clove of garlic. So all you have to do is whisk this together and then take one block of extra firm tofu. If you can't find a tofu that's super firm, give it a little press for a half an hour or so, because you definitely want something that's firm for this. And usually what I do is just marinate this overnight. If you're in a pinch, you can just do it for an hour or two. And that's it. Once your tofu is marinated, I drain the marinade off, and what we're going to do is a super, super easy flourless breading. And this is really fast because it's done in a Ziploc bag. Get this out of the way. So all we do is put some nutritional yeast, a little bit of potato starch. Potato starch is really important in the breading. Don't use cornstarch or another starch because it makes the tofu crispy. A pinch of salt, some kind of seasoning. I'm using a teaspoon of curry powder. You can use taco seasoning, chipotle powder, whatever you want. Give the bag a little bit of a shake. We have a baking sheet that's prepared with a piece of parchment, and it's been sprayed with a cooking spray. And it's important when you're making this tofu that you use a firm tofu or you press your tofu so that it can hold up to being shaken in the bag without breaking up. So I'm gonna just put about 7 pieces in here. Give it a good shake to toss. And then place these on the baking sheet. It's helpful when you do this to keep one hand wet and one hand dry. This is what I call preparing my tofu army. All right, I'm putting the last one on the cookie sheet. Give it a quick little spray. And then these go into a 425-degree oven for 15 minutes or until they're brown, and then they get flipped and baked for another 10 minutes. So it's been 15 minutes. We're going to take them out of the oven and flip them over. Perfect. They're already starting to get crunchy and brown on the bottom. So once I get these all flipped over, I'm going to put them back in the oven and bake for 10 more minutes. Great. Now that the tofu are out of the oven and brown, I'm going to show you my favorite thing to do with them, which is to make these killer salad wraps with them, or salad rolls. What I like to do is kind of a hybrid between a collard wrap and a salad paper. And the reason I do that is whenever I've made collard wraps in the past, they're just really hard to manage and everything falls out. And the salad papers, if you overfill these, the wrappers, they also burst. But if you use the collard greens and the wrappers, it makes this super sturdy material that you can fill with tons and tons of greens, and it's just really, really awesome. So the first thing I do is I have a bowl full of greens. You can use anything you want. This is just a leafy green. And the trick is to pour a little bit of rice vinegar on top, and you just want to toss it in there, and it just gives it like a little bite when the whole thing comes together, that a little extra burst of flavor that's really, really important. And the other thing I did is I prepped a whole bunch of collard greens, and one of the things about collard wraps that's hard to deal with is that thick rib in the middle. So I figured out that if you cut out the rib and you quarter the collard green, that it's super bendy and flexible, and you don't have to worry about the small pieces since you're using the rice wrapper, which is going to reinforce it. And then on this tray, you can sort of use whatever you want. I like to use a lot of fresh herbs, so I have fresh basil, I actually have some nasturtiums that I brought from my garden. They're totally not necessary. Like if you wanted something similar, you could use some fresh arugula for the same kind of bite. Some radish. This is just some sliced purple cabbage. I have some green onions and some cilantro, and these are some lemon cucumbers and then some avocado. So what I'm going to do is soften my rice paper wrapper. So right now I'm just running the rice paper wrapper under hot water. Quickly I do it on the top, the bottom, and the top again, and then I let it drip dry. So I like to assemble these on a tea towel, something that doesn't have a lot of piles so that the wrapper comes off easily, isn't hard to roll. So the first thing, once you have this softened, is you want to put the collards onto the wrapper, and what you want to do is put them so that the smooth side is down, and I usually just have them fill up about 1/2 of the wrapper, and you want to make sure that you keep a perimeter of the wrapper not covered in the collard wrap so that it'll stick together once you've rolled it. So once I have the collards down, I take a big handful of the greens, and the trick with these is to kind of spread them out. That's how you can make these really, really big. And I take about 4 pieces of tofu, and then really you can add anything you want to these. I'm going to use a little bit of everything. So I'm trying to sort of not lump the fillings all in one place. Okay, so when you roll these, what you do is I kind of lean against the towel for a little bit of traction, and you fold up from the bottom, and then you fold in the sides, and if it's sticking to the tea towel a little bit, it's okay. And once you get it like this, what you're going to do is I'm going to fold it into the middle, and then I'm going to fold it. And you'll see that it really lets you put a lot of stuff in these. These are extra large salad wrappers. They're 28 centimeters. So when you go to the Asian store and you're looking for them, that's the size you want. And there you go. It's a super duper giant salad wrapper. And it almost looks like a collard roll. You can see the color straight through. And they are delicious. Once I get these all cut, I'm going to make an easy, delicious peanut sauce to dip them all into. All you need for the sauce is a bowl, a little whisk, some peanut butter, some kind of chili sauce, some tamari, and some hoisin sauce. This one happens to be gluten-free. So you take a little bit of peanut butter, about 2 tablespoons. And what you need to do is stir it up a little bit, and then whisk in some hot water, which is going to emulsify with the peanut butter and create a smooth sauce. So you just want to stir this, and what will happen is the peanut butter will start to break down, and if you just keep stirring, it will slowly emulsify into the water. Just a little hoisin. And some chili sauce. Easiest peanut sauce ever, most delicious as well. Take a wrap, dunk it in the sauce, and Thanks for watching EverydayDishTV.tv. And I hope you make some of these salad paper wrappers. I'm Kittee Burns, and you're watching EverydayDish.tv.